What's going on, all you Boruto fans? I'm Predictable60 here, bringing you guys the next review on episode 42 of Boruto. And of course, this was not a very exciting episode, but it was very decent, I will say. I won't say it was the best episode. It was kind of slow, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it was like one of the worst episodes they ever brought to Boruto, the Naruto community, but I mean, this was an alright episode. It wasn't anything exciting, I will have to say, but we did get in episode 41, we did get a good bit of fight going on, and we did get to see a lot of the first mission that they ever undertook, and it was something that was very interesting to see. It was something very cool. We got to see Hotaru for the first time actually use the Rasengan. Oh, at least the second time we've seen in this whole series him use it, but not to this caliber. He used a very large amount of chakra just to scare this one guy he was facing off against. I believe it was Hikari, or yeah. But we are going to be talking about episode 42, of course, and in this episode we got to see Boruto's team take on a bank robbery, and it was mostly Boruto doing the work as usual. He's the main character, he has to be the one taking care of it, and of course he really did do a good negotiation during this whole thing, and he actually talked the guy who claimed to be a bank robber. He talked him out of doing it. The guy wasn't this isn't something that was more suited for him, because he was a game developer. He wasn't really anything like a really serial killer or nothing like that. He wasn't anybody special to where this was something that was more of his taste. It was just kind of, he got the idea actually from some random source, and they still are to be anonymous until this point. I will be doing a review, or actually a prediction on that episode, and I'll further go into detail on who they are, or at least who we think they are, and of course we'll get more into that as time passes on. But in this episode we were dealing with this character named Hagurama, however you want to say that, and he basically wanted to kill himself, honestly, because he barricaded himself in this abandoned bank in a very, I guess, not very populated area of the Leaf Village. No one would have died had this bomb actually been strong enough to go off. It wasn't a very, skillfully made bomb. It was just kind of something that wasn't even going to hurt somebody. It was not going to do any harm to anyone, but it was still something that you had to take seriously, because just in case this was something that was going to be a critical thing, that we want to make sure that everybody's remaining safe here. But anywho, I mean, he was one of the game developers of the I guess famous game within the show, Super Ninja Hero Battle 2. He also made the first one. That's just kind of his thing, and he just chose to kind of kill himself because his boss had fired him, because he wanted him and the rest of the team working on the game to just put themselves in overdrive and just work on this game. And I mean, they didn't get to have any sleep, and when they wanted to kind of have a dispute about this and take it to the higher point of chain of command, I mean, he basically said, well, you're fired. Before you even have a chance to do something like that, we're just going to fire you. So Hagurama being basically fired for 2 months, he basically claimed that he wanted to kill himself. He wanted to do something that people would actually notice him for, something that would be a significant point to where people would understand, okay, well, this guy killed himself. But at the same time, he wanted to remain anonymous. He didn't want people to really know that he was killing himself. He just kind of wanted to do it, and then people hear about it after the fact. So that being said, I mean, he basically got to make sure that he left his mark, basically. And at first he wanted to jump in front of a train, but he was talked out of it by this anonymous group, and basically they told him to just barricade himself in the bank, and that's what he did. So with that being said, I mean, it really wasn't his idea to do this in the first place, so he just kind of went along with what someone else had told him. And it wasn't like he was some mental person or anything, but it was just kind of one of those things that he just kind of did because he didn't really know what to do to get noticed about, his existence, because he's just kind of always in the background and behind the scenes, just making the game that people enjoy. But what he failed to realize is that people actually will appreciate a game, and they would love to thank the person who made it for them, for their enjoyment. So he kind of forgot about that until he met Boruto, and Boruto kind of reminded him that, hey man, I appreciate your game. I actually love this game. I played the first one all the way out to the end and did every mission, and I'll play the second one just as much. So I mean, basically, I had a really good time. So don't kill yourself, because once I, play the fuck out of the second one, I want to be able to show you, tell you about it. So don't, just, how about you not kill yourself so you can actually have that chance? And it convinced them enough to, well, I'm not going to kill myself. You know what? You're right. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try to defuse this thing. Didn't work. Boruto had to use his lightning style. I didn't even know Boruto. Well, we did know Boruto had lightning style, but I didn't know he actually knew how to activate it, I guess. I mean, I have seen him do it, but I guess I just never. I guess I knew he could do it. I just never heard him say lightning styles, blah blah blah. So I guess this was one of those interesting things that was about this episode, was the fact that Boruto used his lightning style yet again in a very interesting situation, in a very interesting scenario. But let me know what you guys thought of this episode, because I thought it was very cool, very interesting to see, and of course I would love to see more. Of course they're gonna bring us more, but let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. And if you are Boruto fans, go ahead and subscribe for all you out there who are, and just go ahead, if you want to go the extra mile, go ahead and like and share this video with as many people as you can, so that way we get the word out there that we exist. And of course, if you guys will have any comments or questions, leave them down below in the comment section. On that note, this has been your broadcast. Unpredictable is signing off.